Hotline Miami was a really good game. A game with tight, fast gameplay between the shooting and the melee. A game with great levels that had me hitting R, or replay, over and over again. But then it ended. Hotline Miami 2 came out, and it was a really good game. It expanded on the mechanics of the first one, had characters that forced you to mix up the gameplay, and was way more bonkers with its movement than the first game. But then it ended. Thankfully, Steam Workshop support led to more great levels and campaigns to keep the literal insanity going. These fan-made maps didn't always have the best dialogue, but it still really hit the spot. I've posted a few shorts about this, but it was a long time ago. It's not a bad idea to go check out the Workshape page for your favorite games about once a year to see what content is built up. That series, Hotline Miami, really spoiled me. While there are many great top-down action roguelikes, such as Nuclear Throne and Relic Hunters, there are few top-down action games that have a real campaign with great shooting mechanics. Re-Die might help you fill in that gap, and I mentioned it in another video I did. But I'm always looking for the next one, and they are hard to find. Crime District is one I waited a while to take a chance on. The trailer didn't reveal much, and the reviews barely trickled in to let me know if it was safe to blow my hard-earned panhandling money on. Now, at the time of writing this, it still has less than 10 reviews on Steam. I highly doubt we're getting a sequel. How many good games fall through the cracks because of how hard it is to sift through all the crap on Steam? And at this point, I doubt there's any way to regulate this either. I did finally grab this game on a bit of a sale and gave it a chance. The story is a bit of a mess. We've got a gang of masked thugs as the main protagonists, and our good guys are 3 cops, one of them female, one always wearing a ski mask, no matter where they are. Over the course of the story, 2 of the cops fall in love and are betrayed by the other cop who makes a deal with the gang to pay for someone's surgery or something. It's a bit tricky to get the details here. The game was developed in China, if I understand correctly, and the English localization seems to be done by Google Translate. The story is serviceable and definitely has some moments that caught me off guard. It's told decently well through the in-game engine cinematics, but it's not exactly The Last of Us. Well, how's the gameplay, you ask? The shooting mechanics are pretty solid, and the game gives you a fair amount of ammo, and there is so many guns you can pick up throughout the levels, as well as melee weapons. As fast as enemies can move, or as cluttered as some of the environments are, a lock-on feature like Hotline Miami had could have been helpful. You do get more health and even armor than Hotline Miami, but you still die very quickly. The further I got into the game, the more I was hitting R, or replay. Between this game and Phantom Forces, that key is going to need to be replaced soon. The game even throws in some light stealth mechanics, like being able to throw coins to distract your foes. I never did end up needing to use it though. Often the shotgun to their face was distraction enough. The game even automatically gives you some grenades, pipe bombs at the beginning of the level, but randomizes your starting primary weapon, but has a melee as a backup if you run out of ammo. Beyond that, the game throws in a slow-mo mechanic and a dodge button. The higher difficulty levels do limit your slow-mo for the entire level though. The game got to be so punishing, I had to drop the difficulty level to finish that first playthrough. Hotline Miami was also a notoriously punishing game, but I feel like the size of some of the maps in Crime District lent to this quite a bit. The campaign took me about 6 hours to finish, and that's really a fair amount of game for this genre. The artwork was pretty good, but many levels just had a bit too much environmental clutter and lighting effects. I think it could do with a bit of refining. The game does have a survival mode, but I didn't really dabble in it. There are a couple boss fights, and I think a third of those were really good. A third were obnoxious, and a third were just over too quickly if we're making a pie chart here. I enjoyed the experience and feel the game deserves more recognition, but is a bit unpolished. The devs have never done any other game as far as I can tell, so not bad for a first outing. If somehow they ever made a follow-up, I would definitely buy it. Until next time, this has been Stormdog, and this has been A Shallow Dive.